Hey there, I'm Lucas. I grow vegetables in my front yard. Today, I've got a bunch of mini pumpkins to harvest. The variety is called Jack Be Little. What I do is I like to take off as much of the stem as I can. What I meant was I like to keep as much of the stem as possible with these pumpkins. That just helps keep them in the best shape possible for as long as possible. It's currently end of September, so we still have, about a month till Halloween, and I'd like to keep these going until the end of October. I just threw a bunch of seeds in one of my raised beds at the back. I put up some tomato cages so that the vines could climb up, and they've done pretty well. There are some nice ones back here. You can see they're just hanging because the vines are supported by these tomato cages, which I built myself back in 2015. Got a lot of little pumpkins. Some of them are bigger than others. You can see this one is fairly small relative to some of the other ones. But they all have pretty nice shapes. And I don't know if you can see this, but if you look closely, these pumpkins have a really nice chiseled look. So yeah, you can kind of see the lines. It's really beautiful. One of the things I noticed about these mini pumpkins is that they're a little more yellow than I expected. I expected them to be a more dark orange, but I think this is just how the Jack Be Littles are supposed to look. Snip. Beauty. Yeah, this one's gorgeous. This one's incredible. Let's see. Which one do we want next? Let's do this one right here. Gotta be careful not to drop these things. There we go. Beautiful. So one of the challenges of growing vines in a small space garden, like my current front yard setup, is that vines like pumpkins, they really like to sprawl out. So you can see I have them growing up the tomato cages, but still, they do sprawl out. They're all over the bushes now. Ideally, you'd have some good space to grow pumpkins, but in a pinch, you can get by with some vertical growing. This one here is an absolute beauty of a specimen. It's probably one of the most perfect ones, if not the most perfect I've grown. That's gorgeous. Wow. So one thing to note, if you're growing mini pumpkins or any sort of pumpkin really, or squash, is sometimes the blossom here will actually stay intact. I usually like to just kind of scrape that off because what that can do is that can turn into mold. So get rid of that. Keep as much stem intact as you can. You can see this one here. It's got a really nice long stem. You can always trim that later if you so desire. Obviously, it's personal preference, but I really think having a long stem looks pretty neat if you have the opportunity to keep that stem intact. There we go. There's one. And there's another one right here right beside it. So they're just kind of using these pepper plants as support, which is kind of cool, I think. There we go. There's a nice little. So these ones are smaller, as you can see. They wouldn't grow any larger. This is just, genetically where they stop growing. So it's okay. They're still cute. More back here. This one's a little darker orange too, so very nice. There we go. So small. Wow. And using bigger furnitures for this guy. Hey, by the way, if you're looking for gardening supplies and you're wondering, which ones to buy, I do have some links down below for Amazon if you want to check them out. But you can see this is a pretty solid looking butternut squash. Fairly big. This variety is called Waltham. I believe that's how you pronounce it. And you can do a lot with butternut squash. You can make butternut squash soup. You can just cube it up and oil them, salt and butter. Pretty good. I'm not a chef, so I don't know all the recipes, but I think there's a lot. These are pretty versatile squash. So this is the fall harvest I got for the mini pumpkins. The variety again is called Jack Be Little. And I also did get a couple butternut squash. Pretty exciting stuff, I think. Some of these are, quite big compared to the rest, and it seems pretty variable with what you get. I didn't do a lot of work with these mini pumpkin plants, just kind of threw the seeds in the ground and let them grow, fertilized a few times throughout the season, watered, but nothing fancy. So, you know, if you want to grow your own mini pumpkins, you definitely can. I think they'd be great for selling. I think there'd be a lot of demand for these in the fall. A lot of people who, you know, want that fall decor. So if you have a bit of space, grow some mini pumpkins. I just grew these for fun this year, just to see what I could do. This is my first time growing them. But if you're looking to get started on growing your own vegetables, I did create kind of an ebook starter guide. I've been doing this for 12 years now, and I've made pretty much every mistake in the book. And so, again, you don't have to have a lot of space to grow mini pumpkins, to grow tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers. Check out the link in my description if you're interested, and you can grab my free variety list and also my ebook if you want to learn more. So yeah, fall. It's an amazing season. We're end of September now. Thanksgiving, pumpkin spice lattes, which I actually just had my first one a few weeks ago. But we also have Halloween, and yeah, just a big fan of the season. I really hope to have another big pumpkin patch at some point in the future, and I hope that you'll stick along for the journey. If you want, you can hit that subscribe button to stay tuned. Yeah, thanks for coming along today with me on this fall harvest. Hope that you're staying warm, that you're enjoying the crisp fall weather,